So I'm off to Byggmagen to try and figure out which color to pick, because I didn't like any of the colors. I think I've decided to go and get a sample of a color. I have this color chart right here, and I picked a color that I want to get a sample of. I think it's really expensive to get a sample because you just use a very small amount of it, and then you can't really use it afterwards because it's really bad paint. So I really didn't want to do that, but yeah, they were really nice to me yesterday, and they gave me 2 free samples to try and check out. So I'll just go and buy a sample and see if that's a color. So that's the plan for now. So it happened again. He mixed the paint, and we opened the can, and it wasn't the right color. So the one on the left is the one that we just opened, and the one on the right was the one from yesterday. And I was not interested in an even brighter blue color than the first one I looked at, so we had to mix a totally different paint. And I chose the one called Cathedral 16. That's the one down in the bottom corner right here on by my thumb. And that turned out to be the one that I actually chose. So I'm going to finish painting the cupboard now. I just went to the store and finally got the paint that I wanted, the blue paint, and now I'm just gonna prime in here. It's okay that I get primer on the part that has already been painted, because I am repainting in a different color, so it's okay. I feel pretty confident that when I paint with the blue color, next, I just got paint on here. I will absolutely get the blue paint on my ceiling. Not out here in the front, but between, like in behind this board and up where I can't really put the tape. So that's a bummer. I don't quite know how to fix it, because it's kind of, this board is kind of uneven. So, well, the ceiling is also kind of uneven. Everything's wonky around here. So I really don't want blue paint up there, so I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. So I have decided that I kind of want to frame the closet. So over here I have the end wall, but I only just have the regular wall over here. So I decided to paint a strip blue, so when the closet is closed, like over here, I haven't painted yet, but over here you can see, you can kind of look into the closet. I want to have that over here as well. So I just painted a strip gray as the new color on the wall is gonna be, and I'm just gonna put a strip of tape on here and then paint that so I can close it, so I can make a nice even line. Because it is sawdust wallpaper and it's very uneven, so if I want a nice clear cut with the paint, clear line, then I need to do it that way. So first paint, then tape, then paint, then dry, and then the blue paint. I kind of think I got it now. It looks kind of white because this is how it's gonna close, but when the second door closes, it's not that wide. So I think it's perfect. And also, I don't really like the gold and white, too much gold and white next to each other. I really like the gold next to the blue better. So I think that's gonna be a good solution to just break up all the whites. I have so many different paint cans going on, and I'm painting things at the same time that I forgot which can to open. So I put primer on the paintbrush, so I just primed the top trim part. But now I'm gonna paint what I was supposed to paint. Oh, I just slit on oopsie, because I'm wearing socks. Maybe you should be wearing that. So I just slid off the bottom step of my step stool, and that was not nice in my back. That kind of hurted. But fun fact about me, I hate it when people ask me if I'm fine, if I'm in pain. It's the worst. I just want people to leave me the beep alone when I'm hurting. So I slit, and I was like, oh man, and both my children were like, are you okay, what happened? And I'm just like, leave me alone. And I raised them well, because of course you're going to ask people if they're okay. So of course they do that. I just need to teach them just to leave me alone, because I hate it. But I got the paint on. It has to dry on one side before I can paint on the other side, so it's a lot of waiting with this. Painting, waiting, painting, waiting. So I finally finished my cupboard. I'm very pleased with the result. I like the darker blue color that it is now. It's really hard to tell now in this light. You can of course still see the herringbone. It is absolutely not as dark as it looks on here. But you know, that's because I have the light from this window right here, so it looks darker. It has been drying over the last couple of days. So it has been done for a couple of days now. Actually, I've been filming this over, well, most of it I did like 2 weeks ago, but the rest I've just been waiting for the last couple of days to make sure I got all the little details. And I do have things that I'm very proud of. So I only chose to paint a line in here, not the entire inside of this wall. And I think it came out really sharp and nice. Up here I actually managed not to get paint on the ceiling. Here it's a little bit of primer on the board where it didn't really cover it all. But you can't see it from the floor at all, so that's not a problem. And I got a pretty nice sharp line over here as well. I decided not to paint the baseboard, so, well, it just has to look the way it does. The door comes to here. And the gray paint here is the new wall paint. I'm definitely not done doing that, as you can see. But things take time, and I just needed a little bit of paint on here. And then there's something that still needs touch up here, because I couldn't get the tape behind this board. I didn't make a nice sharp line right here, so I'll need to find a very small paintbrush and do a little bit of touch up there. But you can hardly see that from the floor. But that's just, you know, little things. And I'm really just proud of this because I made this from nothing. And the reason why I made it myself is that I didn't have a cupboard. I couldn't buy a cupboard that fit these measurements. that I needed them to fit. The reason why it's the width that it is really just because of the two doors. It should maybe have been a little thinner, but it's not, because you can see here, I think you're supposed to have the doors locked like that, but you can see them both. But you know, I'm pretty okay with that. But I really wanted a cupboard to go all the way to the ceiling, and so I just had to do it myself. And now it's actually kind of built in, even though there's an end wall on it. And I'm just so proud, and it looks really good. So that's really the end of this project. It took a little while. When you film and work at the same time, it does take time, and also all the drying with the paint and all the mistakes that you make on your way. But I'm very proud of it, so give me a thumbs up if you like it too.